This is Recruitment Agency Ignition with Andy Whitehead. Helping you build your recruitment employment business fast. Using digital and automation and one-to-many systems, tools, and inbound strategies.
Now, James' clients are pretty senior. So the question I want to ask James is this. You might want to ask yourself the same question. Right, I need to get X amount of clients in the next year. So if you guys have not done the business blueprint, recommend you do. So what that means is when you reverse engineer the steps, you know exactly how many clients you need, how many placements, how many send-outs, how many leads, the whole thing per day, per week, per month. So with James, I'm going to ask James now then. So your client is what? And basically, what's your funnel to get clients? So for example, would running a double R campaign work with a client in James's market? Maybe, maybe not. Do we need to get James maybe 15 appointments in the next 2 weeks with CEOs, and of which his conversion rate currently might be 1 out of 3? Maybe, I don't know. So what I'm going to do now, I'll ask James a set of questions around what's his funnel to get clients. So when you listen to this, everybody, if you're saying, well, I've ran this campaign to get clients, it's not working in my niche, think about who your client is. So we've done the CEO hot seat a couple of months ago around getting CEO appointments, and then we might have a basic campaign to get appointments with clients or people booking your diary. So think about who your avatar is. So what I'm going to do, James, is just do 2 things. Number 1, tell me what needs to happen, do you think, for you to get clients? For you to get clients. So our process is 1, 2, 3. In fact, let me ask a different question first of all. What do you normally do now to get a client? So you go on LinkedIn, you get an appointment, you go face-to-face, or what happens now to get a client?
Yeah, so the inverse to just exclusively sourcing and being good at it was getting referrals. I've literally in 10 years of doing this, I've maybe done biz dev a handful of times. I've always worked off referrals, and so it's not that I can't do business development. I just haven't had to. So honestly, this is a new challenge for me. This is the next problem to solve.
Okay, good. So when you say referrals, tell me what that means in real terms? So you go on LinkedIn, you find an old colleague, you go for a coffee with someone, or what happens normally?
No, well, this is James. He built our engineering team for 3 years. He places amazing people.
So prior to that, though, do you reach out to that person, your referral partner, and you say, "Hey, Steve, I need to call in that favor," or "Hey, Steve, how's the kids? Can I call in that favor?" What happens?
Yeah, for sure. I would always shake the tree and say, "Hey, make it known. Do you know anybody?" I would build a lot of goodwill with these guys, and so they would, they'd want to help me. They'd want to.
Good.
Tell their friends. Good.
So we've got two things we can do now, 2 options, yeah? In fact, 2 things I think we should do. One is, you've already taken the words out of my mouth, check your tree around your existing network, number 1. And number 2, so that's what exists up to this point. And number 2, let's create a formalized referral strategy that you can replicate month on month on month. Does that make sense?
But Andy, let me say this. So our current contracting client is a big media company.
Yep.
Their culture, it's pretty cut off. Yep. So it's a fear-based culture, honestly. They don't do referrals. As great of the teams as we built are, they're not going to stick their neck out to help us because they don't ever want to have the guillotine fall on them for whatever reason. So it is a constraint to replicate right now the contracting side. It's easy to replicate perm business in the startup world because those guys, they want any solution that can work, anybody that can get them actual good people. In the contract side, it's a different animal. It's corporate. It's closed off.
Yeah. So thank you for that. So they're fear-based cultures. When I say replicate, that's something we create completely new, by the way. So we create something completely new. The first thing I want to do, though, is look back at your existing network now. So if you look at your existing, like we do with mapping the market, and imagine that I've just met you and you've filled out an audit document, and I look at your business. Well, Bram's prime example was this. Bram came and said, "I want to be doing this automation," and the first thing we did was look at his existing network, and then we set it into, I think, A referrers, B referrers, C referrers, etc., and then we quote shape the tree and then move forward from there. and we used a certain strategy with that. And that first 3 months, you did 350K using the similar. I'm saying about him because it's a similar niche to you, I think, in terms of the avatar that I'll come to in a minute. So your existing network right now, i.e. people who could refer you, what does that look like? What sort of number is it?
I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've kind of exhausted those outreaches. I basically asked, hey, we're at our stage of growth. We love what we've done for you. You're going to remain, our primary focus.
Okay, let's ask you a couple of questions. Although it's exhausted, how many are in that network? Is it 10, 20, 100?
Yeah, probably 10 to 15.
Okay, 10, 15. And when was the last time you had that communication with them?
Probably 6 months ago.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay, good. Why do you think then that being in contact with these guys now is going to be a problem 6 months later?
Oh, it wouldn't be. It would just me swallow my pride and get on the phone and whatever.
Is it a pride thing more so than an opportunity thing then?
Yeah, probably somewhat. I mean, I kind of expect the answer to be no, just because I know the culture and they don't want to stick their neck out for even if you provide amazing stuff for them. So
up to now though, these referrals you've been getting so far, is that in the same space?
No, it's different space. I've always gotten referrals in the startup world.
So it's this business now and the space we're in now, the contracting side, how do you get these clients?
I was referred into them by an engineer that I'd placed 3 or 4 years ago. James finds great JavaScript people.
Yep.
Started on JavaScript and then scaled it to 60 people over 3 years.
Okay, are there any candidates then in our existing network or past candidates we've placed that could be referral ins?
Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Okay, how many do you think that'd be? I'm not going to hold you to this. We're going to do it properly, but how many do you think that might be?
I mean, I would have to go in and see who's in a contract now, but
50, 100, 10?
I don't know, 25 maybe. That's just
good. Okay.
Pulling one out of midair.
Okay, good. Right, we're going to come back to that. Okay. Let's do this then. Let's put a plan in place for you to get these clients. Okay. The client we're dealing with, just give everyone a brief avatar of who we're dealing with. So the industry is what? The location is what? And the role, i.e. the person's role is what?
Yeah, the location would be Glendale, Burbank, California, media, entertainment. The client is going to be engineering manager, a director, but really there's always a gatekeeper, the contingent workforce management person, at least on these giant conglomerates with a VMS in place. Yep. So that they're the gatekeeper, which is why I like to target a smaller company where I don't have to fool with all that. So,
okay, so let's focus on the company you do want. So that company's media entertainment, California, will Burbank, that area. But same sort of role with it, engineering manager, etc. And what size company would it be?
I would think it would be any company under 1,000, 2,000. Okay,
good. Right, for you to get a client, what needs to happen? So, for example, if you can get me on the phone with 10 people, I'm gonna get X amount of roles. Well, have you got any sort of indication what needs to happen for us to get you these clients or client?
I mean, yeah, I feel like once I get on the phone, I can represent our work very well and what we've already accomplished. So I'd say 5 to 10 calls, and I would absolutely at different clients, I could probably get a client out of that.
Okay, good. The area that you just referenced to me, California, although I've been there multiple times, love it. Apart from I think it's the only place I've been that's more expensive than London.
Yeah.
Although I love it, the area you just shared with me, how big is that in some square miles? Is it 100 square miles, 50 square miles? Is it 10 miles squared? Roughly, is it all of Cali?
I'd say 25 square miles.
So it's small.
Yeah.
And in that area, we've got roughly how many clients? What's our bucket look like? Is it 50 clients, 100 clients?
I would say 50 for what I'm speaking of.
Okay, good. So our outcome is then, we need to speak to all 50. So in each organization, how many actual decision makers are there? 50 organizations, how many decision makers in each one that could hire you?
Yeah, probably 5 decision makers in each org.
Okay, so our outcome is then there's 250 clients. We need to get you with those clients. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you spoke to 10, you reckon you might get you one role?
I would assume so. Hopefully
Okay.
more.
Well, our outcome is we've got now a bit like market mapping, which you've done so eloquently. It's like battleships, isn't it? We can start to fill it in. What have we done? What have we got covered off? And our outcome now is those 250. We need you now to be the authority of those 250, but not just the authority in a long-term manner, but those 250. We need to get you in front of them now.
Discover how to build your recruitment employment agency using one to many automation and inbound strategies before anyone else in your market specialization. Check out recruitmentmarketinginternational.com.